Buenos dias, comrades. It's getaway day here in Montevideo. In about an hour, I'm going to be boarding a ferry that's going to take me back to Buenos Aires. It's about a 3-hour trip, or as some of people from the United States my age might know, a 3-hour tour. And I'm taking it during the day now, so I'll be able to get some pictures, I think, of the ferry itself. Other than that, I've only been successful in finding pictures of this thing online. The company I'm going with has one ferry as far as I know, and it's called Francisco. So if all goes well, I'll be able to get some pictures of it. So boarding is underway, and about 3 hours from now, I should be back in Argentina. Well, we're not moving yet. Oh yeah, we are. I'm gonna go check the windows out and see if we can actually see anything. The windows are frosted, so they're not clear glass, so it is hard to see things outside the boat. My first trip here, I didn't even know this lower level was here. All the compartments were blocked off. And of course we've got looks like a gigantic duty-free shop. There are also snack bars. There's several snack bars on the boat. This one is on the lower level in what they call the Turista class. As you saw, Francisco is moving pretty fast. I've looked it up a couple of times, and every time I look, it gives a different distance between Montevideo and Buenos Aires. And I think it's between 132 and 160 nautical miles. Now, I don't know what a nautical mile is. I think it's equal to about 1 million regular miles. 1 million regular miles. 1 million regular miles. I just made that up. But it's about 150 miles, I think, by water between the two cities. And it takes just a little less than 3 hours. So we're moving pretty fast. Welcome to Buenos Aires. The deboarding process is always a little bit extended because the cars have to come off first. That's the best view of the boat you can get. I did get a chance to look at it from the inside, and there is no place, unless you're a crew member, where you can actually ride outside the boat. There is no place for that. Everybody that's on the boat is inside the boat. So now we have to find immigration. I'm back in Buenos Aires after an uneventful trip on bus from Montevideo. Right now I'm off to a grocery store to get some food and to see if I can spot some subway stations, or as we say here in Buenos Aires, subte stations. I don't know why they're called that, but it has something to do with subterranean. If you look it up in Google Translate, subte just translate to subway. It doesn't really, but they say it does. I was impressed with how fast the boat actually traveled. I don't really know what the speed really was, but when you look out the window, you can tell that it's cooking. One thing I figured out is why the windows on those boats are frosted. And that is because when the sun actually does come out, no one wants to be sitting in the sun. And some people do pick the seats right by the window so they can watch the water as it goes by. It is very peaceful. I didn't think of it until after I got on the boat. And by that time, I noticed that all the seats along the windows were taken. When I do these walks in the morning, there's far fewer people around. A lot of the shops are still closed when I walk in the morning. Right now, it's going on 6 o'clock in the evening here. So a lot of people are getting out of work. And this is a place called Calle, Florida, or Florida Street. It's very popular with tourists and local people. I think I mentioned in an earlier video about the inflation rate here in Argentina. I think the last time I checked it was 109%. I just checked now and it's at 114%. And I've only been gone for 3 weeks. So it's increasing, it's getting worse.
Money for you, $1.
Oh, thanks. It probably looks like my head is on swivel here, but I'm trying to walk and not run into people. I'm trying to make a video, and I'm using Moscow rules to keep my eyes open as to who or what might be following me. But of course, anybody that knows Moscow rules knows that even if someone is following you, you're never going to know who they are, no matter how much you think that you know what you're looking for. It's sort of getting dark and I'm skirting the edge of a park. I've never been here before. The last time I was here, I never came down this far south in the city. So it looks like a nice park. I'm going to have to check it out sometime in the daylight. Maybe tomorrow morning if the weather's good. But it's a pretty big park. It's right in the middle of town. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a lot of traffic around here. I'm thinking that this might be rush hour traffic. I think there must be some kind of international law that you can't put a park up unless there's a guy on a horse somewhere in it. As I'm sure you can tell, it's not nighttime anymore. It's the next morning after the last bits of video that you saw. I didn't finish that video last night because it was getting a little too dark and I wasn't really sure whether the GoPro would actually record it properly. I also have a discovery to make about the GoPro itself. I have to be careful when I mention it because when I do, and I won't be doing it anymore, I hope. But when I do it, it follows voice commands. So if I say something that indicates that I want you know what to record something, then it does just that. If it's recording, it shuts itself off from recording. And if it's not recording, it did it just now. I'm gonna have to be very careful with what I say. I can turn this off, of course, but it does come in handy sometimes when I am out recording. Ah, good, it's still going. But anyhow, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't already subscribed, now's the time. So like this video and then subscribe to it. And make sure you click the bell so you get all the notifications whenever I publish a new one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Hey folks, remember, if you subscribe to this channel, all of your wildest dreams will come true. I'll show myself out.